Ladies, I'm going to challenge you today, and I'm challenging myself as well, to look at life, to look at our situations, our circumstances, our relationships through a different lens. Actually, I'm going to ask you, challenge you, to approach all of these things, your circumstances, your relationships, in a completely upside down way. Because God's ways, I've learned, are very countercultural. They don't even seem to make a lot of sense. And yet, when we do things His way, oh my goodness, we have more joy, we have more peace, our relationships are better. So here's what I'm talking about. We tend to look at life, look at our relationships, look at our circumstances through this lens of what will make me happy. It's really all about me and what I think will make me happy. And so I try to control people, control circumstances, manipulate people, manipulate circumstances, and that never really seems to work. In fact, it just makes me frustrated, angry, insecure, and neurotic. It pushes people away from me. It leads to anxiety, depression. I mean, it just doesn't work. And yet we keep on trying the same thing, expecting different results. That's the definition of insanity. God's way is completely different. And so I challenge you to look at life, relationships, your marriage, your parenting, your work situation from a completely different perspective. God's upside down formula. Because God says in Matthew 6:33, seek His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. In other words, when you put God first, when you make serving Him and pleasing Him your number one priority, all these other things that you're worrying about sort of fall into place, or at least you have more peace and true joy. Yes, it's God's upside down formula. I'm not perfect at this, I'll be the first to admit, but when I do take that challenge in my marriage or with a child or in my ministry or whatever, when I start to look at it through this different lens, this upside down formula, Lord, not what makes me happy in the moment or what I think will make me happy in the moment, but Lord, how can I please you in this moment? Oh my goodness, like especially in my marriage, when I'm thinking like, why doesn't He do things my way? And then I back up and say, okay, Lord, how can I please you in this moment? Well, sometimes the Lord will nudge me to maybe even confront my husband about something which I hadn't intended to do because I'm a conflict avoider. But seeking to please God and follow His instructions actually yields a good result. Or maybe the Lord is going to nudge me as I'm seeking to please Him and make Him my number one relationship. Maybe He's going to nudge me to be patient with my husband and just pray fervently for my husband. And that's going to be the thing that changes the whole situation. Again, it's God's upside down formula. We think, whatever is going to make me happy, that's what I need to try to do right now. Never works, rarely works. God's upside down formula, seeking to please Him first, always yields good results in the end. I challenge you to try to look at life, look at relationships in that upside down way this week.